I look like a mom. Aesthetic goals. Hi guys, today I have a new video for you, and as you can tell by the title, it's a Q&A story time video. I didn't want to just do a plain old Q&A, even though I hadn't done one in a while, but because I've been obsessed with watching story time videos, aka Hannah Mojo videos. I can't hop on that trend because my life is not nearly as interesting as hers, so I decided that I would do a Q&A in the format of story time. So you guys ask me story time related questions, or like questions that provoke stories, or like my first time doing blah blah blah. But before I get into the questions, I just wanted to let you guys know that the videos that I shot with Old Navy are out, and I was really excited that I got to work with Old Navy just in general because A, it's really cool when you get to like, when a brand like that like recognizes you and is like, hey, let's collaborate and work together. But more than that, I'm just really happy with how the videos turned out, because sometimes when like YouTubers or influencers partner with like big brands and that kind of stuff, the personality kind of gets drowned out or lost. But this was one of the first and really only shoots where when they told me they wanted me to be myself, they really meant it. Like, I got to be weird and goofy, and I got to ad-lib the whole thing, and I got to wear really cute stuff, and like this dress is from Old Navy and I'm obsessed with it. Like, is this not so freaking cute? It reminds me of Lena from Sister of the Traveling Pants. That's my style goal, her and Diane Keaton. I'll have the link for this dress down below if you guys wanna get it, because I think it's really incredibly cute, especially for summertime. But I'll also have the link to all of Old Navy's like social stuff where you can see the videos. Yeah, I want you guys to check it out. Now, without further ado, let's hop on into the story time Q&A. First question in this Q&A comes from Lily Marston, who says, how did you and Lily meet? Is she so fun to be friends with? What do you guys like to do together? Now, Lily, do you really want me to tell the story of how we first met? If you guys don't know who Lily is, then you don't watch Beauty Break, and if you don't watch Beauty Break, you're just lying. So the first time Lily and I met was when we were filming Beauty Break, but it was before it was called Beauty Break, and it was called Tutorial Tuesday, and she had come over to my house to film it. This was like 2 apartments ago when I used to live there, maybe even 3. She had been like kind of quiet, and like we'd never met before, so I was kind of just like, oh, it's just like another shoot, like whatever. And then she came into the kitchen where I was like getting water or something. She's like, yo, do you have any Advil? And she was like, I'm just gonna like cut the professionalism for a second right now. She's like, I had a rough night. I fell down a flight of stairs and like I'm really hurting. And I was like, oh my god, yeah. And I like gave her an ice pack and Advil, and then she produced the rest of the episode like laying down on the ground being like, I hate everything. And I was like, yes. Who is your best friend on the set of Freakish, Liza or Leo? So we all get along really well, and like we're like a family. We know everything about each other. It's like stuff like friends shouldn't even know about each other. Like, it's disgusting. Liza is like a really good friend. Leo's like my twin. I'll call him like my brother and he'll call me his sister, and like we'll tell people that we're related. It's just different. Like, she's like a really great friend and like we're good girlfriends, but like Leo and I are related. Like, I think we really are related. Liza's a friend, Leo is family. Awkward date story or awkward bad kiss story. I once had a date that asked me to Venmo him after the date. I offered to like split it at the beginning of the date, like when we were paying. He's like, no, don't worry, I got this. He just Venmo'd me after the date for half of the date and then texted me being like, we should go out again. And I was like, what? And a bad kiss story. I have one really memorable bad kiss in high school where like he just like made out with my chin. And I was like 2 inches higher. That's my mouth. But story of meeting Tana Mojo. You and the whole world, and myself included, I'm obsessed with Tana. I love her. I think her videos are amazing. And I literally went to BeautyCon because I found out she was going. I was like determined to meet her. I like swear to God I was gonna go to her signing and like her meet and greet, and I was gonna like stand in line because like I like stan. Like, I am a fan. I watch very few people on YouTube, and like it's literally her and like Laura Vitale. Like, I love her. I ended up walking through the front doors of BeautyCon, and like we just ended up like crossing paths at the same time, and I like saw her from afar, and she's a vision. Like, she is like so petite and like has like a banging body, and her hair is just like perfect. Like, bleach and tone is so true, guys. Like, there is not 1 ounce of brassiness in her hair. You never see roots. You'll never see roots. She's in this like bodycon dress and heels at like 10 a.m. and I have never had more respect for anybody in my life. And I like see her as I'm like going through security, and I was like, oh my god, I can't say anything. And my friend's like, you have to go up to her. I was like, I literally cannot say anything. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm like being flocked by my friends, and they're standing around me, and I'm just like peering through their shoulders, just like staring at her, and she like sees me and she's like, oh my god, Meghan. And then there's a video because my friend Snapchatted it, so I will insert that now.
I love you so much. No, I love you so much. You're literally my everyone's looking at us, everyone makes his hair. They can also
I just want to be her best friend. How did you find out you had food allergies? I found out I had food allergies by going to a nutritionist, getting an endoscopy where they stick a camera down your throat and take samples of your stomach lining, and from like the pokey tests at the allergist. I found out I was allergic to pineapple and melon because I ate them and my face swelled up, my throat started closing up, which is like textbook allergic reaction. And the second part of that question is when I found out, how did I react? So all of this had happened when I got mono when I was in high school. So I was super sick. So I was pretty much looking for anything that was gonna like make me feel better. So finding out I had allergies, it was kind of like comforting in a sense that I literally had been sick for like, I think it was like 10 months in total, that I thought I was just gonna feel like that for the rest of my life. They had me on pills that I had to take 30 minutes prior to eating, which is what they give patients who go through chemotherapy, because like I was getting so violently ill and I couldn't keep food down. It was awful. So how I reacted was like, oh my God, like the day that I realized I couldn't have cheese anymore. I mean, like it sucked, but like feeling so crappy all the time sucked more. Do you know what I mean? This isn't a story time question, but I like this one. It's what's the most frustrating thing about being an actress? I actually recently had a conversation with the director about this where I like basically just like begged to read for a different role than the one that they had originally wanted me to read for. I've talked to my friends who are also actors about this and about how like our dream roles to play are roles that we would never necessarily get cast in. Because like when you get a breakdown of something, like if you're tall and blonde, like you're gonna read for the cheerleaders, you're gonna read for the bitchy girls, and that stuff is super fun because like I wasn't a cheerleader and like I'm not mean, I'm like not bitchy at all, like I'm like overly like, oh my God, be my friend, which is like I try way too hard. I think the most frustrating thing is like there's certain roles that just because you look a certain way you can't read for, which I think like span everything. Like girls who like, oh no, you can't be a leading lady, like you look like the best friend, or like no, you're too pretty to play the awkward dweeby character role, like you need to play the love interest, or that kind of stuff that like sometimes I find, I mean the grass is always greener on the other side, yes, but I think the most frustrating thing is that no matter how great your performance is, people see movies and people see TV shows, like the first thing you do is you look with your eyes and you see things. So I think that's the hardest thing. Have you ever been pulled over by a cop? Yeah. One time Lily and I were driving and the car got searched by drug dogs. I felt like I was in We Are the Millers, except I wasn't transporting drugs. Did you have a lot of high school drama? Tell us your best story. High school drama, yeah. I am like not a dramatic person at all now. That's because I used to be so dramatic. This is a good one. My high school boyfriend and I broke up like maybe 2 days prior, like not even that, and he asked one of my best friends to prom in front of me, in front of the whole school, and I was there watching. That was dramatic. None of his friends knew he broke up, so they all thought that like he was asking me to prom, and then when he said the other girl's name, whew, that was not good. What was your first real heartbreak like, and how did you get over it? Okay, so real heartbreak. What was like the first real one like? It was probably the guy that was my first kiss. And it's not like I was in love with him or anything like that. So yeah, he just like ghosted on me when I was like young. I was like 16, something like that. And then my other like big heartbreak was probably like my high school boyfriend. And that was really hard. I did used to be like that girl who would like just date other guys and just like rebound. And then I took like a really long break from dating. In that period, I feel like I got over everything just because like became okay with like being single and like not being like, let me find a replacement. So I think it's time. What is your most embarrassing YouTube moment? This actually just happened this year at VidCon. So basically VidCon has got like tons of after parties like after VidCon. Blah, blah, blah. So I went to one and then I tapped out early and like didn't want to go to the rest. So I like told my friends, I was like, okay, like I'm gonna go home and back to the hotel. Like you guys like stay out, like have fun. Like I don't care, like I'm just gonna go. So I was gone at this point. You guys know my friends Kyle and Ross. Kyle, Ross. And you also know Grace Helbig. Grace Helbig at the second party, which I had left, comes up to my friends Kyle and Ross and is like, oh my gosh, guys, I recognize you from Meghan's Snapchat. Like, let's get a picture. Kyle and Ross then proceed to ask Grace, what's your name? And she's like, oh, Grace Helbig. And they're like, oh, cool. What do you do? And she's like, I make YouTube videos. And they're like, oh, that's sick. I'm just mortified when they tell me this next story. I think, oh my God, we met some like YouTube girl, like Gracie something. And I'm like, who? Who? They show a picture. It's them and Grace Helbig. They're like, yeah, we had no idea who she was. She recognized us from your Snapchat. And I'm mortified. Like, I'm just mortified because I am such a fangirl of Grace that I'm like, first of all, dying that she watches my Snapchat. Secondly, the fact that my friends didn't know who she was. So that's probably like my most embarrassing YouTube moment, with like my friends not recognizing Grace Helbig. Okay guys, that is it for this like story time themed Q&A. If you guys have like any other like story time-ish videos you guys would like me to film, let me know. I think they're fun. And I'll link all my social media platforms. Like we've got Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, Facebook, Snapchat. Did I say Instagram already? And I started my own blog, which I'm really excited about. So I'll have that link down below too if you guys want to ask me stuff on there, requests for blog posts and all that stuff. But yeah. Anyways, I love you guys. I will see you next time. Bye.